Hi everyone, forgive the voiceover, I forgot to mute that. What this video is, and I hope you can see any of these things. I have two machines here. I'm going to show you what the difference is. And first of all, before you guys get any ideas, I am not rolling in the dough. God, I wish I was rolling in the dough, but I am not rolling in the dough. This one I've had for a long time. This one, which you can only see, you've only seen this in the case so far, and you've not actually seen the inside of the machine, I think. This one, I just got the vocational rehab agency got it for me. In other words, the people that are trying to help me do my job, and make it possible for my blindness not to get in the way of doing my job. They're both machines that have braille displays. Let me explain the whole concept of a braille display, and I'll show it with this one. Good grief, we've got spaces or returns or something all over this. Now, as I get rid of these, well, I don't know.
Stop recording video. Button. Speech off.
There. Okay, do you see the way this display is changing as I move these buttons, the display part, which is this line of dots here, moves, and what is on it changes, and right now I'm just reading with one hand, which, actually with one finger, which doesn't get me very much information any time soon. It's not a very quick thing. But that's what the concept of a braille display is. So when I talk about a braille display, that's what a braille display is. And I know this might belong on my other channel, Life Beyond Blindness, but what's the harm of having it here too? So the thing about this one is let me get into a different file. Let's see. Okay, I created a new file, so now I can just do what I want to do with it. Okay, so entering information into a braille display well, it depends on the braille display. With this machine, it happens like this. See, okay, the braille cell is comprised of 6 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's hundreds and thousands of dot combinations that form letters and punctuations and numbers and even contractions or short form. When I say contractions, I mean like the letter T. Instead of writing T-H-A-T, you can just write the letter T and it means that. The whole braille cell is the words F-O-R. Instead of writing F-O-R, you can just do it all in one cell there. 4. So, to enter information on this braille display, to write information in this braille display, you use these 6 buttons, one for each dot in the braille cell, and you now, with this particular machine, I cannot listen to what I have written. I can only read it. So all I can do is look up here and read. This is a demonstration of the Braille Edge for YouTube. That's what I wrote up here.
Speech on.
Excuse me for a minute.
0. Stop. 0. 6. 7. Speech off.
That's that Braille display. The other Braille display you've seen me work with before. Well, there's 2 machines going on here. There's the Braille display,
Facebook. 41
and then there's
You have never
stop.
back on today. 11:13 p.m.
There's the Braille display. The Braille display is the Braille Edge, what you just saw. The Braille
Unlock button.
The Braille Sense, I don't know what to call it, but the Braille Sense. It's like a specialized computer
Apps.
made specifically for... Set timer for 5 minutes. Made specifically for blind people. Did you do it?
Help. Listen.
Apparently not. Set timer for 5 minutes.
Your timer's already running at 4 minutes and 43 seconds.
Well, you didn't tell me that, so... No.
Okay.
If you would have told me that to begin with, I wouldn't have asked you again. Okay, the Braille Edge is, the Braille display that I just showed you. The Braille Sense is what you've seen me use before in the 1 or 2 Plan With Me videos I did. And I could do more. This one also has a Braille display. But, let's see what's open. Nothing's open. I'm in the wrong file for... Okay. Now, the difference between the Braille Sense and the Braille Edge, there's a lot of differences between the Braille Sense and the Braille Edge. But, first of all, this is the keyboard that the Braille Edge has. I mean, the Braille Sense has. I don't know if you can see it. It looks like a typing keyboard. It is a typing keyboard. But not only do you type instead of Braille on this one, but
voice on for YouTube 4.
let's get that 4 out of there.
4.
And I'm going to put a space between these two just because I don't like it. I don't like the way it pronounces that.
Top of document this.
Check out what you can do here.
This is a demonstration of the Braille Sense for YouTube.
I don't know if you can understand that, but it said, this is a demonstration of the Braille Sense for YouTube. It can talk to you, and the Braille Edge can't. And that's the biggest difference between the two of them.
Voice off.
And I actually emailed the teacher that recommended these, that's one key difference between them. Another difference is, this has got the QWERTY keyboard, which unfortunately it doesn't hold up as well as your average computer keyboard, number one. Number two, down here we got a braille display that some cells just don't work right. Or they don't work as well as they don't work as well as I wish they would. I really prefer the braille keyboard now that I have used it for a little while. What I don't prefer is the fact that it doesn't talk to me at all. I miss having the option to be able to speak, or to be able to listen to the speech if I want to. But I actually emailed the teacher and the folk rehab counselor and said, is there any way I could trade this in for what I really want? I didn't tell you what I really wanted. I told you what I thought you guys would get me. And after hearing from the teacher, I can understand where they're coming from. That doesn't mean that eventually when I can afford it, which God knows when that'll ever be. I mean, I'm going to call the company who made these machines one more time and see if there's any possible way that I can get what I want without having to come up with $5,000, but I don't think so. Where they're coming from is, she said, I understand you miss the option of having speech, but the things that have speech do a lot of the same things that a phone and a computer can do. And more to the point, they cost twice as much as what we got you. And it's just too much money to justify spending for something that can do what you can do on your phone and your actual laptop computer. Now, they are going to teach me how to use this braille display, and one of two things is going to happen. Either I'm going to learn how to do it and be satisfied doing it that way, or I'm going to keep trying to get a braille sense that is that is closer to what I want. They do exist, but I'm not going to ask the Voc Rehab Agency for help with that because I've already asked and they've said no, and I understand that, but and they did have to look at my work needs, and solely looking at it from a work perspective, which is what they do. They're vocational rehab. In other words, their job is to help me do my job. And my boss, who I work for at my job, has made it abundantly clear that when we're in a meeting and she needs me to call up a file and look at it, she does not want machines talking. So she's right. Where it concerns my work needs, which again is the whole basis of getting me anything, as far as they're concerned, the braille display, the braille edge, is what they're going to get. So what's the point of this video? To show you these two machines and to, I guess, show you what I'm talking about when I say braille edge and braille sense. And on that note, I'm going to call this the end of the video because we're getting long. See you in the next video.